to order at 6 p.m. Members present on my council is Councilor Tavares and Councilor Waterman. We have Monique Scott McGagg in for the Cultural Council. If you want to come up, Monique.
Good evening, everyone. All right. My name is Monique Scott McGagg. I am a resident of Attleboro. My address is 1110 Park Street, Attleboro, Mass. And as Michael Angelo mentioned, I am putting my head in for the Attleboro Cultural Council.
And you want to just tell us a little bit about what helps you, why you want to be part of the committee, and
what drives me?
Share.
Well, more than anything, I've been a resident for 3 years, and so looking to plant my roots in a more strategic way as well as beneficial way, and having attended several events from, Meet Your Neighbors and Juneteenth events since I've been here, I've definitely have been really drawn into the space that it creates and the environment that comes with these events. And I'm just hoping that I could help elevate those efforts as well as bring some of my skills. I have a history in nonprofits where I've done all things operations from, actually brick and mortar to funding and promoting and data. And so I'm just, again, looking to put my head into the ring to be able to bring those skills to the Attleboro Cultural Council.
Well, great. I appreciate that very much, and I'm going to be lucky to have you part of the Cultural Council, and looking forward to that. And councilors, any questions?
Well, I certainly am looking forward to you being on it, too. I wanted to let you know, if you don't already, that we have, I think, at least 3 theater groups at this point in time in Attleboro. One in South Attleboro, one right on North Main. We have a youth theater group downtown, and I'm probably missing something. So it's a growing period of time, and we've got a theater we're trying to put together again. So you came in at a very good time. What are you looking forward to the most?
Real honestly, community. I mean, I know my husband, I know my neighbor. I'd like to get to know other folks. I've been to City Hall to pay things like, forgot to register my dog tags, and just really not feeling criminalized or any judge when I come in here is something that sticks with me. So I feel comfortable in the space. I appreciate just pretty much all the hard work that goes into all the town efforts, and so that has been something I've just been really intuitive. It's not lost on me, all the hard work that goes into Attleboro. So I just like to be a part of it, and so I'm looking for the community and like-minded thinkers.
To add to Councilor Waterman's thing, it's the Union Theater is the Jennifer Keating of Illuminate is steering all of that to bring the Union Theater back to life, and doing an incredible job. So,
See, it sounds exciting.
Yeah. Any other questions? All right. Great. Thanks, Monique. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you for your time.
All right. Okay. All right. From the docket of January 7, 2025, I entertain a motion to accept the donation to the Veterans Office of $810 in associated gift cards, Target, Walmart, Market Basket, CVS, from Alpha Delta Kappa of Massachusetts.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Tavares. Obviously, we love this. The Veterans Office, this is great for them. Ben Call does a great job in distributing the gift cards along to the veterans, and he's got a great system. They do a wonderful job, and obviously a big thank you to Alpha Delta Kappa of Massachusetts. Any questions? All right, seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 3-0. From the docket of January 7th, 2025, obtain a motion to accept a donation of $12,150 in Walmart gift cards from the American Legion Auxiliary 312 to the Veterans Office.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Tavares. Again, I mean, American Legion is, it's just great. I mean, this is a lot of money, and so this is a wonderful thing, and especially going to the Veterans Office, and I think we're heading up to a tough winter, and I think this is going to really help the veterans. So, any questions? comments?
It's very impressive.
Great, absolutely. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 3-0. From the docket of January 7th, 2025, entertain a motion to approve the appointment of Monique Scott McGagg of 1110 Park Street to fill an unexpired term on the Cultural Council, term to expire February 2027.
Second.
Thank you, Council Tavares. Obviously, we just heard from Monique, and I think she's, in addition to, I've spoken to Monique, she's very responsive, very easy to talk to, and I'm really looking forward to Monique being on here. She seems like a very sincere, wonderful person, so I'm happy to have her coming on. Any questions, comments, concerns? All right, seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 3-0. That's all for the Veteran Services Human Services Committee. Call for adjournment at 6:05.
Second.
Thank you, Council Tavares. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 3-0. Also, I just want to say we have no new business for the Committee on Classification and Compensation, and call for a meeting at the next appropriate time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to call to order the Finance Committee at 6:06. On the docket of January 7th, 2025, I entertain a motion to authorize the school department to pay these previous year's bills totaling $45. The name of the vendor is Language Testing International, and we owe amounts of $20 and $25.
Second.
Thank you. Again, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Any questions, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that motion passes. From the docket of January 7th, 2025, I entertain a motion to approve a 60-month lease agreement with Canon USA for a production copier for CTE graphics program.
Second.
Thank you. Again, it's a 60-month lease agreement, which is usually what's done with anything at the school committee or the city hall. Anybody have any concerns or questions? Hearing? No, okay, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes. From the docket of January 7th, 2025, I entertain a motion to approve a 60-month, 5-year lease agreement with Konica Minolta for a copier printer scanner to be used by the public at the city library.
Second.
Thank you. Similar, it's a lease agreement. This is the way we usually do business here in the city. Anybody have any concerns, questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that motion passes. From the docket of December 17th, 2024, I entertain a motion to approve the 5-year, 60-month contract with Heartland School Solutions for food service software. The school department entered into a contract in December 2022, and at that time mistakenly thought it was a 3-year agreement.
Second.
Thank you. Again, just a contract that we have to deal with, and it's nothing unusual. Any concerns, questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that motion passes. And that is all the business of the Finance Committee this evening. I would like to call for an adjournment.
Second.
Thank you. I'd like to call for an adjournment at 6:08. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That also passes, and we are adjourned.
My apologies.
It's all right, I got confused myself because it's Todd, so
I had you.
yeah, I know, I heard you say it.
The IT and Infrastructure Committee has no business this evening. That committee meeting is canceled. I call for a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you, and I'd like to call to order the License Committee at 6:09. Besides me are Councilors Waterman and Holmes. I just wanted to open this up briefly, solely to say that I'm going to hold the piece of business I'm going to bring out tonight due to a complaint that came in recently with some photos that differed from what I saw when I was there 2 weeks ago. So that's in regards to Daniel Martinez doing business as R&D Auto Sales at 116 Dickens Street. So I'll hold this and reach out to them and try to clarify what's going on over there, and then we'll return when we feel comfortable letting this come out. But yeah, absolutely.
So thank you for that. I think doing your due diligence is always the right move. My ask is just, because there have been concerns in the past with this particular company, if you could just have a full discussion when appropriate at a committee meeting?
Absolutely.
So we can see what the pictures were, what the complaint was, so we can make a full distinction and understand really everything going into it.
Absolutely will. And
Thank you.
I just received the photos today, so what I'll do is make sure that copies go out to everybody.
Perfect.
For the next committee meeting. And I'll also say too that initially, earlier in the year, there was an issue with the bond that was corrected. And this was one where I did an earlier visit and then returned. Both of them look fine. But I will say, based on the photos received, it's night and day difference from when I was there last. So that's the cause for me to want to hold this and just kind of clarify it with your points there even more so. So, but I'll open the floor to anyone else that has comments or concerns.
I would only really repeat what President Delicio said, that I was hoping that we would continue on the right path, and let's hope we can work this out.
Thank you. And again, I concur. I think we were on a pretty good track record this year with some of our more challenging dealerships that have really turned around. So hopefully we can potentially make that the case here. But, you know, like the precedent that I've set before and that you've set before me and Vice President Dolan as well, I just want to make sure that we're protecting consumers. So with that, I don't see any other hands raised. I will call for an adjournment at 6:11.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
No one opposed. Motion passes. We are adjourned.
Property and Claims Committee has no business this evening.
Let's call Public Works Committee to order at 6:11. I have two motions this evening from the docket of November 19, 2024. I move to approve the request of National Grid and Verizon New England to locate poles, wires, fixtures along and across Dunham Street to feed the new Sturdy Memorial Medical Office.
Second.
Thank you. We had the public hearing, 12/17, I think it was. Does anybody have any questions regarding this?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. And the second I have from the docket of December 17, 2024, I move to strike the following resolution to be sent to the administration, a resolution of the municipal council supporting a study of pedestrian crosswalks in the city of Attleboro.
Second.
So I'm striking this because we know that we have a crosswalk, the mayor had sent down a crosswalk policy, and so this is no longer needed. Does anybody have any questions or anything? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. And that's all the business I have for committee. I'd like to call for an adjournment at 6:13.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
I'd like to call Public Safety and Emergency Management Committee to order at 6:13. Myself, Councilor LaVoy, and Councilor Angelo. From the docket of January 7th, 2025, I entertain a motion to appropriate $21,647 from account undesignated fund balance free cash general government to account police sick pay incentive.
Second.
Thank you. So the backup document describes what this is about. So 21 officers and 1 dispatcher are eligible for the stipend for not using sick days in calendar year 2024. So it's a stipend that's provided to individuals that don't use sick time, and it goes by a calendar year. So that's all that is. Any other comments or questions? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. That's all the business this evening, and I'll call for an adjournment.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We adjourn at, I'll say 6:14.
I call zoning and land use committee to order. Myself, Laura Dolan, and Nick LaVoy are present. We have one piece of business. And from the docket of January 7th, 2025, I entertain a motion to accept the drainage easement associated with street extension plan entitled Bluffington Street Extension, map 19, lot 365-369, 0 Bluffington Street in Attleboro, Massachusetts, from Peter LaVoy.
Second.
This is an order, that was from a mayor's communication back on December 17th, and it was from the DNL Design Group and the owner of 44 Bluffington Street for this easement for the drainage in that area, and that's what this is in regards to. Any other questions or comments on that? Okay, then, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And that's all the items that we have for the Zoning and Land Use Committee, and actually Zoning, Land Use, and Sustainability. But we will have a meeting at the next appropriate time. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. And so I call for adjournment.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
The Transportation and Traffic Committee has no business this evening as a committee, and we'll meet at the next appropriate time.
Ordinances, elections, and legislative matters is canceled for this evening. For the special committee for tax abatement review, I call that to order at 6:16. Members of that committee include myself, Councilor Reynolds, and Councilor Waterman. On the docket of January 7th, 2025, I entertain a motion to approve the following exemption regarding the financial interest identified by the special municipal employee, so she may participate in the senior tax abatement program. Donna Vians.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. So if you recall, several weeks ago, we approved the exemption of several other part-time employees in the city who also participate in the senior tax abatement program. So this is just a matter of disclosure. Any questions?
No, I think it's very, it's the correct thing to do. So,
I agree. Okay, all those in favor?
aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion passes. Move to adjourn at 6:17. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Thank you.
The Special Committee on Rules and Procedures has no business this evening. I call for a committee meeting at the next appropriate time. Second.
I was just saying welcome, just like it looked over at me. I was just like, oh, welcome, like, I don't know. And you were like looking at me.
Oh, no,
Call this meeting of the Municipal Council to order at 6:19. Please join me for a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and Happy New Year, everyone, as we reconvene. I would entertain a motion to approve the records of November 5th, the 19th, December 3rd, and 17th.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Motion passes. There are no public hearings this evening. So we will go directly into Committee of the Whole. Do we have anyone who would wish to address the City Council on any piece of business? You good, George? Oh. All right. So I would entertain a motion to go into Committee of the Whole.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We are now in Committee of the Whole. It's well documented George doesn't want to talk to us. I would entertain a motion to arise from Committee of the Whole.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. We are now arisen from Committee of the Whole, and we will go into a reading of the Mayor's communication.
January 7th, 2025. Dear Municipal Council, I respectfully submit for confirmation by your honorable body the appointment of Dominique Pistone of 124 Linden Street, Apartment 2, to fill an expired term on the Council on Human Rights, term to expire February 2027.
Personnel, Veterans, Human Services, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from Solid Waste Manager Cheryl Perry regarding the receipt of a Sustainable Materials Recovery Program municipal grant from the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection in the amount of $57,000. This funding will be used on approved activities and equipment to enhance the performance of the city's waste reduction program. In accordance with Chapter 1, Section 12 of the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro, I hereby request your honorable body to approve expending such funds in any future grant amendments.
Finance Committee, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from Veteran Service Director Ben Quell regarding the donation of $395 in gift cards to Walmart, Target, Stop and Shop, and multi-use cards from the Attleboro Chapter Daughters of the American Revolution. In accordance with Section 1-12 of the revised ordinances of the City of Attleboro, I hereby request your honorable body accept these generous donations to the City of Attleboro.
Personnel, Veterans, Human Services, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from Fire Chief Scott T. LaChance regarding the need for overtime funds to fill dispatcher vacancies for the remainder of fiscal year '25. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body appropriate $61,000 from the undesignated fund balance free cash general government account to the fire dispatcher overtime account.
Public Safety and Emergency Management, please.
For your information, Courtney Allen resigned as Superintendent of Water effective December 23rd, 2024.
Thank you.
I would like to inform your honorable body that I have made Assistant Superintendent of Water Matt Crotty the Acting Superintendent of Water effective January 6, 2025. He will be acting in this capacity for 90 days. Although Matt was only recently promoted to the position of Assistant Superintendent, he has been with the Water Department for 23 years and has the necessary licenses and understanding of department operations to perform the essential functions of the position of Superintendent of Water while we undergo a search for a new superintendent.
I believe that's an FYI.
To assist Matt Crotty in his role as Acting Superintendent of Water and ensure uninterrupted progress for ongoing capital improvement projects in the Water Department, we would like to contract with McEnroe Consulting, LLC, to provide emergency management support services. The initial contract term is for 6 months, but can be renewed if their search for a new Superintendent of Water takes longer than anticipated. Before the contract can be executed, an appropriation of $85,000 is required. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body appropriate $85,000 from the Water Enterprise Fund Retained Earnings account to the Water Enterprise Fund Professional Services account. Further, in light of the circumstances described above, I respectfully request that in accordance with Article 2, Section 2-9B of the City Charter of the City of Attleboro, your honorable body consider this as an emergency measure.
Public Works Committee, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from Human Resource Director Lynn Davin and Budget Administrator Director Mason Lord regarding a memorandum of agreement between the City of Attleboro and LIUNA, Public Employees Local Union Number 1144 Laborers Unit. The City and the Laborers Union were able to reach an agreement for a 50-cent per hour raise for full-time positions effective January 5th, 2025. Review of the laborers' wages with other local communities indicated that Attleboro wages are lower. Knowing that the laborers' wages were lower, the city agreed to revisit the finances to determine if any changes could be made. After review, the Budget and Administration Director determined that the city was able to offer a 50-cent per hour raise for all full-time employees, to which the union agreed. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body approve memorandum of agreement between the City of Attleboro and LIUNA, Public Employees Local Union 1144 Laborers Unit, and further transfer $3,000 from the citywide reserve fund for transfer account to the following: $1,000 to the mayor's salary and wages account, $2,000 to the health salary and wages account.
Finance Committee, please.
I respectfully submit a communication from City Auditor Deborah Gould regarding the need to transfer funds for the purchase of water from Mansfield and Pawtucket. On November 19th, your honorable body authorized the use of available ARPA funds from water enterprise salary expenses. This essentially makes available within the water enterprise salary and wages budget line, account number 511000, $500,000 that can now be transferred to pay for water from Mansfield and/or Pawtucket. The connection with Mansfield was officially placed into service on November 25th. As of the reading, on the morning of January 6th, Mansfield had provided 10,892 gallons of water to the city. The cost of this water is just over $166,000. Therefore, I hereby request your honorable body transfer $500,000 from the Water Enterprise Fund salary and wage account in the following manner: $4,000 to the Water Enterprise Fund Mansfield Water account, and $100,000 to the Water Enterprise Fund Pawtucket Water account to provide funding for the cost of purchasing water.
Public Works Committee, please.
Sincerely, Kathleen D. Simone, Mayor.
Thank you. There is no clerk's communication, so we will go right into committee reports, for which I will recognize Councilor Reynolds.
Reporting from the Finance Committee, from the docket of January 7th, 2025, I move to authorize the school department to pay the amount fiscal year '24 school bills totaling $45. It is a total of $45 to Language Testing International.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. Any comments?
I have none.
Okay. Additional questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, this will be a roll call vote, beginning with Councilor Foa.
Ms. Foa.
Yes.
Mr. Lavoy.
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds.
Yes.
Vice President Dolan.
Yes.
Ms. Holmes.
Yes.
Mr. Angelo.
Yes.
Ms. Sawyer.
Yes.
Mr. Waterman.
Yes.
Mr. Tavares. President Delicio.
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you. Motion passes.
From the docket of January 7th, 2025, I move to approve a 60-month lease agreement with Canon USA for a production copier for CTE graphics program.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. Any
I
comments?
have none.
Additional questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, this will be a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
From the docket of January 7th, 2025, I move to approve a 60-month, 5-year lease agreement with Konica Minolta for a copier printer scanner to be used by the public library.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. Any comments?
I have none.
Additional questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, this too is a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
From the docket of December 17th, 2024, I move to approve the 5-year, 60-month contract with Heartland School Solutions for food service software.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. Any comments?
I have none.
Additional questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, this will be a voice vote as well. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
That is all the business the Finance Committee has this evening, but I would like to call a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Councilor Foa.
We have no motions this evening. I call for a committee hearing at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Councilor Lavoy.
Thank you, President Delicio. The License Committee has no business this evening. We'll call for a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Councilor Reynolds.
No, the City Property and Claims Committee. Okay, let's start then. Again.
First one of the year. It's fine. It's fine.
So the City Property.
Take off the rust.
The City Property and Claims has no business this evening, but we would like to call a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Vice President Dolan.
Thank you. From the docket of November 19th, reporting for Public Works Committee, from the docket of November 19th, 2024, I move to approve the request of National Grid and Verizon New England to locate poles, wires, and fixtures along and across Dunham Street to feed the new sturdy Memorial Medical Building.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. Any comments?
No, we just discussed in committee.
Additional questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, this will be a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
From the docket of December 17, 2024, I move to strike the following resolution to be sent to the administration, a resolution of the municipal council supporting a study of pedestrian crosswalks in the city of Attleboro.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. Any comments?
No, we just discussed in committee.
Thank you very much. Any additional questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, this too will be a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. From the docket of January 21st, 2025, I entertain a motion to adopt the following emergency preamble. That the Attleboro Municipal Council vote to take action as provided in Article 2, Section 2-9B of the City Charter of the City of Attleboro regarding the water emergency which presently exists relative to the request of the mayor to appropriate $85,000 from account Water Enterprise Fund retained earnings to account Water Enterprise Fund professional services.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. Any comments?
Well, we just heard Madam Clerk read that we need this money for the consultant for the water department.
Additional questions, comments, concerns? Councilor Foa.
I'm puzzled that it is a 6-month contract when the acting superintendent is going to be acting for 3 months, for 90 days. That seems to me not congruous as it should be.
So the power of the mayor has the ability to extend that at any time. The hope, I believe, is that the 3 months will give the mayor and the administration ample time in order to find the replacement. At this point, a lot of the contracts very well might be 6 months, so there might not be that congruency right off the top. This is,
May I?
you may.
Thank you, President Delicio. Does this mean that the contract will continue for 6 months regardless of whether a permanent water superintendent is appointed during that 90-day period?
That would be a conversation to have with the mayor. I think that would be in her purview. My understanding is that when the previous superintendent resigned, there was a lack of institutional knowledge, there was a lack of skill in terms of licensing. So this is going to ensure that we have the resources we need to bridge that gap until we can not just get someone hired, but onboarded and understand the severity of the situation.
Thank you. I
You're quite
understand.
welcome. Nope, good question. Additional questions? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote beginning with Councilor Tavares. And again, this is a 2/3 vote, and this is for the preamble to handle the next motion as an emergency. Sorry, Madam Clerk.
That's okay, thank you. Mr. Tavares?
Yes.
Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
Ms. Sawyer?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Vice President Dolan?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Lavoy?
Yes.
Ms. Foa?
Yes.
President Delicio?
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you, motion passes.
Thank you. From the docket of January 21st, 2025, I entertain a motion to approve the mayor's request as an emergency measure to appropriate $85,000 from account Water Enterprise Fund retained earnings to account Water Enterprise Fund professional service to contract with McEnroe Consulting LLC to provide emergency management support services. Initial term of the contract is 6 months.
Second.
Thank you, motion is in order. Any comments?
I believe that temporary appointments, aren't they usually 90 days
They usually
anyway?
are 90
I think
days.
that's why, I think that's the typical, because then we have to vote to extend it at that point, if I recall correctly. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Additional questions, comments, concerns? What I would like to say before we take this vote is, this has been a hot topic across the city for several weeks now. A lot of people have asked me, and I'm sure all of us have received it, what are we gonna do? My stance, and I hope you all share this, is there's an investigation going on that we haven't received the results. I'm looking forward to the results of the investigation that the administration is performing right now. Once we get the results, we'll have the opportunity to review. If there are additional questions and concerns, at that point, I have the full expectation that we will take that up as this body. But in the interim, what we need to do right now is deal with the situation we're in. There'll be time for Monday morning quarterbacking, which I think we all have a lot of the same questions that we all are looking forward to having answered. So, that being said, this will be a simple majority, beginning with Councilor Foa.
Ms. Foa?
Yes.
Mr. Lavoy?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds? Yes. Vice President Dolan?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. Sawyer?
Yes.
Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
Mr. Tavares?
Yes.
President Delicio?
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you, motion passes.
Thank you. That's all the business for Public Works Committee, and we call for a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you very much. Councilor Holmes?
Thank you. Reporting for Public Safety and Emergency Management Committee from the docket of January 7th, 2025. I move to appropriate $21,647 from account undesignated fund balance free cash general government to account police sick pay incentive.
Second.
Thank you. Motion's in order. Any comments?
We discussed it in committee.
Additional questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, this will be a roll call vote, beginning with Councilor Tavares.
Mr. Tavares?
Yes.
Mr. Waterman?
Yes.
Ms. Sawyer?
Yes.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes.
Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Vice President Dolan?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Lavoy?
Yes.
Ms. Foa?
Yes.
President Delicio?
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you. Motion passes.
That concludes the business, and I'll call for a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you, Councilor Holmes. Councilor Angelo?
Thank you, President Delicio. Reporting for Personnel Veterans Human Services Committee from the docket of January 7th, 2025. Move to accept the donation to the Veterans Office of $810 associated gift cards, Target, Walmart, Market Basket, CVS from Alpha Delta Kappa of Massachusetts.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. Any comments?
I know, sir, was discussed in the committee.
Additional questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, this will be a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
On the docket of January 7th, 2025, move to accept the donation of $2,150 of Walmart gift cards from American Legion Auxiliary 312 to the Veterans Office.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. Any comments?
No, sir.
Additional questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, this will be a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
On the docket of January 7th, 2025, move to approve the appointment of Monique Scott McGagg of Park Street to fill unexpired term on the council, term to expire February 2027.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. Any comments?
Just that we just discussed Monique and met with her, and this is going to be a great appointment.
Thank you. Additional questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, this too is a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
That's all for Personnel Veterans Human Services Committee. Call for meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you, Councilor Angelo. Councilor Sawyer.
Thank you, President Delicio. Reporting for the Zoning and Land Use Committee, and we have one item for tonight. From the docket of January 7th, 2025, I move to accept the drainage easement associated with the street extension plan entitled Buffington Street Extension, map 19, lot 365-369, 0 Bluffington Street in Attleboro, Massachusetts, from Peter Lavoy.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. Any comments?
No, we discussed in committee.
Additional questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, this is a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
And that is all the business for the Zoning and Land Use Committee, and I call for a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Councilor Waterman.
Yes, I would like to call the reporting from the Transportation and Traffic Committee. We have an original motion that we've already passed from the docket, which was from the docket of November 19th.
Point of order.
Point of order?
Yep.
Did-
Vice President Dolan?
Was this something, did you vote anything out of committee tonight?
No, I didn't need to. The motion that I'm about to mention was passed on November 19th.
Was it voted
And I
out or
have
was
an
it sent
amendment
back?
coming to that motion.
I'm sorry, was it voted out of committee?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it was sent back. Why don't we take a 5-minute recess? I'd entertain a motion for a 5-minute recess.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. We are now recessed. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Yeah. council back to order at 6:43. Councilor Waterman, we're going to ask that you hold this. I think a little more research needs to be done on how to procedurally address this. We want to ensure that we're doing it the right time the first time. So, floor is yours to...
Nope, I totally agree. We'll hold it and proceed carefully and correctly.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Councilor Tavares.
Ordinances, elections, and legislative matters has no business for this evening. We call for a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you. Councilor Tavares.
Reporting for the Special Committee for Tax Abatement Review from the docket of January 7, 2025, I move to approve the following exemption regarding the financial interest identified by the special municipal employee so she may participate in the senior tax abatement program.
Second.
Thank you, Vice President Dolan. Councilor Tavares, motion is in order.
No comments.
Additional questions, comments, concerns? I'll just say I'm glad this is an important program. I'm glad to see people utilizing it, so this is great. This will be a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
That concludes the business for the Special Committee for Tax Abatement Review. We look forward to a committee meeting at the next appropriate time.
Thank you very much. Councilor Angelo.
We have no business for compensation classification, call for meeting at next appropriate time.
Thank you. And Councilor Foa.
Because I did not move this during committee, I have no, what is on the sheet, I have no business this evening to consider from the Rules and Procedures Committee.
Okay, would you like to call for a meeting at the next appropriate time?
I would indeed, thank you.
So done. Thank you. We have 3 new pieces of business for which I will recognize Councilor Foa for all 3. Councilor Foa.
I move to refer the following to study and recommendation to amend the Attleboro Rules of Procedure, Section 7-1.12, to add the Chair of Zoning, Land Use, and Sustainability Committee as a non-voting ex officio member.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. Any questions or comments?
I think this is entirely reasonable since we have added sustainability to the committee.
Thank you. Additional questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. That will go to the Special Committee on Rules and Procedure.
I move to refer the following for study and recommendation to amend the Attleboro Revised Ordinance of Attleboro, Section 2-21.1, Organization by adding, in addition, the Chair of the Municipal Council of Zoning, Land Use, and Sustainability Committee is a non-voting ex officio member of the Sustainability Committee.
Second.
This just
Motion is in order. Any comments?
This just is the parallel provision. One is in the rules, one is in the ordinances.
Okay, very good. Motion, additional questions, comments, concerns on this? Seeing none, this is a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. This will also go to Rules and Procedure.
Thank you.
Councilor Foa.
Finally, I move to refer the following for study and recommendation to amend the Attleboro Rules of Procedure, Section 4-4.1, regarding submission by council members to the administrative assistant before close of business Thursday regarding committee motions expected to be brought out by the chair.
Second.
Thank you. Motion's in order. Any comments?
I am proposing this because I think it would be helpful for us to know in advance what it is that each of us, as committee chair, plans to bring out and discuss at the next committee meeting. As it is now, we may know, somebody may tell us, we may not know, and it's a bit of a guessing game. I don't think that's a reasonable way for us to proceed, and so I propose this addition to our procedures.
Thank you. Additional questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, this is a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. That too will go to the Rules and Procedures Committee. There is no old business, and I would entertain a motion to adjourn at 6:48.
Second.
Thank you. Motion is in order. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned at 6:48.
The surgery, so you need to have